Yo, boxing aficionados. What's up? What's going on? Hey, yo, check this out. I want to make this video about Junto Nakatani, right? I want to make this video about Junto Nakatani, a short video, hopefully, although I can be long-winded. But that's neither here nor there, damn it. If you're here, I hope you enjoy it. So, here it is about Junto Nakatani, man. Junto Nakatani, I feel that he is being pressured. He's being pressured into getting into this big fight with versus Naoya Inoue. And I understand that they're both Japanese, they're both knockout artists. You know, the fight definitely has its allure, but I am yet to understand, why is it being rushed? This is a fight that is nowhere near. It's nowhere near fully marinated. It's not. It's not. It's big. It still can be bigger. It's big. It still can be bigger. And, you know, one of the ways it could have been bigger was just derailed by Takuma Inoue's loss to Sasumi. I don't know who it was, but he lost his last fight. And what they were doing was building a pathway to a Junto Nakatani fight versus Takuma's brother, Naoya. They were building the fight by having Junto get through Takuma Nakatani. Takuma Inoue. And so, you know, Inoue lost. Takuma lost. He's not his brother, right? He's not his brother. That much we know. He can't hit like him. He doesn't really have his movements. Doesn't have the. Listen, all the power genes, all the DNA that produced the power in his brother Naoya missed him. That's neither here nor there. The point is that, why wouldn't Junto Nakatani just go ahead and fight the guy who beat Takuma Inoue? Why not do that? First of all, Junto Nakatani, in Spanish, there's the saying, Dominican saying, "Está feo pa la foto." "Está feo pa la foto" means, I don't see him, he's ugly for the picture. And what that means is, like, I don't really see him as a threat to Naoya Inoue. I don't see him as a threat to Naoya Inoue for a couple of reasons. Junto Nakatani has a propensity to get into firefights. He's tall, he's lengthy, he's big for the division, but he tends to like to fight inside, probably because Rudy Hernandez's philosophy is the come forward, bang him up, you know, deliver a lot of punches. You know, Rudy Hernandez, he's a great trainer. I love his fighters. You know, I like Anthony Olasquaga. I like Junto Nakatani. I assure you that this is not a put down of Junto Nakatani, but he is trained to come forward, and he doesn't really use that length. And he has a length for his division. You saw it in the fight that he just had against the Thai fighter that he just fought this past weekend. Yeah, he knocked the guy out, but he was there to be hit. He knocked the guy out, but he was there to be hit. I think as good as as well as he performed, he could have made it easier if he would use his length, if he would use his athletic ability, because he's athletic, he's tall, he's lean, he doesn't really need to be there to be hit with people who's got 3 inches, he's got 3 inches less of length on their jabs, on their arms. I mean, he has length for days, but he doesn't use it. And there were exchanges, and the guy that he fought, while he wasn't an elite level fighter by any stretch of the imagination, he did have pop. And he was the type of guy that could have hurt Nakatani. Again, he didn't. But that's not the point. The point is that Junto Nakatani has a propensity to be there to be hit. I saw it. He was doing group work, and he's doing great work. And I'm just looking at the way he delivers his punches, the way he leans forwards. He saw his head. It's no real movement. I mean, yeah, he moves his head reflexively when a punch is coming. Like he'll duck under it, stuff like that. But it's not like he has a constant head movement that makes him hard to focus on or hard to figure out or time. He doesn't do that. He could do that. He's young enough to develop that still. Right? He's not a finished product, is what I'm trying to say. And for him to take on Junto Nakatani, and for him to take on Naoya Inoue next June or in the summer is ridiculous. What they're talking about is that his next fight should be on a Nakatani, on a Naoya Inoue undercard, so they could build that fight. That's bullshit. Your promoter's fucking you. Yeah, I'm saying it. Yeah, I'm saying it. Your promoter is screwing you, man. If that's the route that they take, your promoter's screwing you, and I'll tell you why. Because if you build the fight based on putting Nakatani on Inoue's undercard, he will never be his own entity. He will always take far less of the cut of the pie when they do fight. He's never gonna get 50-50 on the split. But he could garner 40, he can garner 45. And I'll tell you how he can do that. It's simple. He keeps fighting his own, he starts unifying. He becomes undisputed in his current class at 118, which there are no reports of him struggling to make 118. If he was struggling to make 118, then that'd be different. Then by all means, move up to 122 and start building towards the Naoya Inoue fight. But if you're not struggling making 118, stay at your weight class. Your promoters and managers and handlers and teams, if they have your best interests at heart, what they will do is start making unifications. Start with the guy that beat Takuma Inoue. Make that unification. Whoever other guys in the division, make those. Get the champions in your division. Become undisputed. Get the experience of being in that kind of fight, in that kind of environment, in that kind of, with those kinds of stakes on the table. You know, where it's a unification bouts, which he's never had a unification bout, I don't think. I don't know. Somebody could correct me if I'm wrong. But experience it. How are you going to go into a Naoya Inoue fight, the biggest fight of your career, never having had a big fight of your own previous to that? I don't understand that. That makes no sense to me. And, you know, but the sheep will follow. The sheep will follow what pundits say. The sheep will follow up on they start talking about, oh, that's got to be done. Oh, that's got to be made. Oh, we're waiting for that. That's a fight that's ready. No, stop being sheep. Stop being that. You know, most boxing fans are sheep. I'm not. If anything you get from this channel is another perspective, man. The perspective of how I feel, a more nuanced perspective on what you're watching. You got to stop listening to these pundits, man. Because they're the same ones that create controversies that hurt boxing. Because they never have anything good to say about boxing. Everything is focusing on all the negatives and all the negatives and all the negatives. None of them say that, man, we're in the golden age of boxing right now. We're in another golden age. Yes, we are. We have undisputed fights taking place like they're going out of style. Undisputed heavyweight champion a champion of the world. We have an undisputed welterweight champion of the world who moved up to get another belt and could possibly unify at 154 in Terrence Crawford. We have the Master Inoue. We have a slew of young fighters that are fighting each other. We have big money coming from Saudi Arabia that's making promoters share cards with multiple big name promoters, man. This is golden age of boxing. But the boxing pundit will not talk to you about that. The boxing scribe will not talk to you about that. They will not talk up boxing. It's sickening. All they want to do is the negativity and what's wrong with boxing. But that's neither here nor there. I'll make another video about that. Today's video is going to focus again on Junto Nakatani. The pathway to a bigger purse split versus the Master Inoue. You're not going to get 50-50. Master Inoue has done too much in boxing. He's been undisputed in 2 divisions. He's traveled the world. But you can do your part. You can do your part and become undisputed. Now, you become undisputed at your weight class. Now you're the undisputed champion at 118, moving up to 122 to take on the current undisputed champion at 122 in Inoue. Hey, you could come to the table and say, I want 40% of that fight. At least 40%. I guarantee you he ain't getting a 40%. If he does it the other way and just starts fighting on Inoue's undercards, like he's his son or some shit. You can't talk to your parents and tell them what you want. It's your parents. You get this much. This is what you're going to get from this table, son. So that's my entire point, man. And that's just on a business level. But on a skill for skill level also, Junto Nakatani needs to work on some stuff. I would like to see him get in a fight and beat somebody without putting himself at risk, using that length. See what you could do to develop a more elusive style. See if you can knock out. See if you can swim and not get wet. See if you can use both hands, and because he does have power in both hands, but make it look easy against a champion. Make it look easy against a champion. You might even need to get hit and knocked down so you can have to get up and know what that feels like. Again, that's risk. And I know risk is involved. Perhaps maybe I'm the one who's naive. Maybe they want to push this fight now because they know that Junto Nakatani is a ticking time bomb and can get hit because of the way he fights. So they're like, yo, might as well get the biggest money now against Naoya Inoue. And, you know, if it happens, it'll at least happen at that level, and instead of getting severely hurt or losing the fight before the big payday against Naoya. Maybe that's the thinking. Maybe that's the thinking. Maybe that's why they push. I mean, his handlers. The pundits are not doing it because of that. The pundits are doing it just because they want to create some kind of controversy if a fight doesn't get made. That's what they do. Oh, we need that fight next. We need that fight next. And when they start writing that, believe me, if Nakatani fights anybody else other than the Monster Inoue, it's going to be like, you see, we can't get the fights that we want. It's the same sad, stink-ass playbook or the same song over and over on repeat. That's what these boxing scribes do. Most of them. I would say a good 90% of them. A good 90%. There are those that don't. Like, there are some good ones. I'm going to make a video about the really good boxing writers. But for the most part, it's crybabies. The bigger names, forget it, man. The Mannixes, the Rayfields, and you know, some of these boxing pundits on YouTube. There's certainly the boxing. Number crybabies, nothing but, you know, it's complaints. Negative Nancy's. That's not what you'll get here, man. Talk up the sport and also start looking at those undercards, man. I'm going to tell you this. If boxing isn't as big as MMA, it's because of the fans. It ain't because of nothing else. Okay? Because I'll tell you this. In MMA, a guy could become a star in 5 fights. He could be a champion in 5 fights. Nobody will complain about, oh, who the hell is this guy? Most of their stars that come up, every year, there's a new MMA star. Because it's not star-driven. MMA, again, every year there's some other new name that's out being pushed in the MMA, UFC. Because it's not about the fighter, it's about the sport. The fans that watch UFC watch it because of the fight themselves, because of the action in the ring, not because of the stars that take place in the fight. So they don't even care who the hell's fighting, as long as there's a fight in there and it's a good fight and it's action. That's what MMA fans focus on. Boxing fans, if AJ or Canelo isn't in his nail, if it ain't some big name, oh, then they're bumming. We don't know, oh, who's this guy? Oh, he ain't fighting nobody. We got to do better, man. We got to do better, man. A la franca. It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. This is, well, I am Alexis Rumbero, a.k.a. the Filthy Casual, for Boxing Aficionados. Peace. I'm out.